Hey everyone, welcome back to PlaycrastiNation. Population 150, like 8 or 9 or something like that. I can't really remember right now. Anyway, today we're playing, no, just kidding, we're not playing anything. Today it is week 4 of the UPA, the United Pokemon Association, our competitive Pokemon Battling League. Today's Friday the 28th, which means we're doing a little team builder for you guys. And by team builder, I mean I've built a team, so team builded. That's what we're going to call this. It's the team builded video, because I've already built the team. And I'm just kind of showing you guys my decisions and my rationale for choosing some of these things. Now, I will preface this by going ahead and saying this is not my most well-constructed team. Tried constructing my own team once again, and there's two reasons here. One's kind of sandbagging on myself. Just have had a pretty rough week in terms of things for school, so you've probably noticed like lack of uploading on the channel. I think I only uploaded Volt White once this week, and I'm pretty upset about that, so I'm hoping to get back on track this weekend and come out with like 5 episodes next week. But please, Java, we do this every week. You never learn. Yeah, pretty just busy week, so I really did not have time to super prep, so I kind of built this team really quickly, and it's not perfect. It's also really weird. Excuse me. So, secondly, it was also just hard in general to build for this man's team. We're facing Carlos of the Golden State Woopers, by the way. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. Link will be, excuse me, down below. But Carlos has just a difficult team to plan for. He's got a lot of defensive mons, like uber annoying defensive mons, and then he also has some that'll just like smack your face to death. So let's go ahead and look over his team real quick. So his 3 OU picks were the Azumarill, which is terrifying for my team. We have Mega Slowbro, who again, good luck doing any damage to this thing. And then we have Victini, who is one of those mons that doesn't matter what it's hitting with a V-Create, it's going to do like over half your health, probably most of it. Then moving on to his UU picks, we have first the Shuckle, the obnoxious sticky webbing stealth rocking lead with ridiculous defensive stats. We have Fortress, his spinner, / could also be a set up spikes and stuff like that. And then we have Entei for some annoying E-speed and more firepower, basically. Literally, it's a fire type, but also packs a punch. Next, going on to the RU picks, we have the Uber again, obnoxious Quagsire. And all his obnoxious recovery, toxicking, everything, earthquaking. Quagsire is just annoying. So I'm not looking forward to having to go against that. We have Exploud. And we have Electros, who has no weaknesses, so another annoying Pokemon there. Finally, we have Lantern for some Volt switching shenanigans. We have Hitmonchan, another spinner, and a Mach Puncher for some priority. And then finally, Regirock, which I honestly don't know what that thing does besides explode. So that's something to look out for. But that's his team: Azumarill, Mega Slowbro, Victini, Shuckle, Fortress, Entei, Quagsire, Exploud, Electros, Lantern, Hitmonchan, Regirock. I should really just put this on the screen for you guys so that you guys can see what the heck I'm talking about. But looking at our team that we brought here, his team was honestly really difficult to plan for. Specifically that Azumarill. We really don't have anything that hits the Azumarill very well, and anything that we do gets O-code or close to it by a play rough. Like specifically, you'll see like our Goodra has Thunderbolt for this thing because it does outspeeding. It can get one off, but it doesn't OHKO. Even Specs does not OHKO this bulky Azumarill unless he goes for the belly drum first, and then we can take him out from there. But I think I've been watching his past few weeks, and he doesn't typically run belly drum. He typically runs banded. So, but he could change up this week. I don't know. But anyway, going into our team, our first first Pokemon we're bringing, as we always do, is Lando. Pretty much the same set as last week. I really like that Assault Vest on there because a lot of people have been they've successfully just stuck like an HP Ice on something. and like a surprise HP ice, and then they hit Lando with it for quad effective damage. I think it's quad effective, and it just destroys him. So I really like having that assault vest on there. Not to mention looking at his team between Victini with the Glaciate is obviously going to be hitting on the special side. Mega Slowbro is going to be throwing off Scalds. I said that really strangely. In addition to Quagsire, which can also throw off some Scalds, and I think Lantern hits specially as well and can also learn Scald. So all these things that are going to hit for super effective damage mostly are going to be coming from the special side. Now he does have that physical Azumarill, but I feel like if it ends up being Lando versus Azumarill, I'm just going to switch out. I'm not going to let Lando stay in and take I think a Waterfall Okos, and then a Aqua Jet does like half. So I really don't want him taking that. So we have other things to deal with that. But yeah, that is our Lando set. Full attack, full speed, Jolly Nature, a little bit into Spadef. And then the typical set that we've been running, Earthquake U-Turn, Explosion Knockoff. Still haven't gotten to use that Explosion yet, but I'm telling you, I have been using it online, and it catches some people off guard, to the point where someone even like messaged in the chat like, what the heck, Explosion? Was not ready for that. And so it can catch people off guard. It's just, are we going to find an appropriate time to use it? Now, because I reiterate this every week, if people in the league are watching this, they're going to know that it's coming. So I should probably like keep my strategy a little more hidden, but we are running it just in case. I ran the numbers on Explosion, and it is a great revenge kill on a lot of things on his team. I think it, I can't remember who it takes out from full. Maybe Entei. I can't remember, but there's some good things to be done there, so I'm excited. Next, we have the Keldeo. We are running Specs Keldeo again, max special attack, max speed with a modest nature, as you can see here, with Secret Sword, Scald, Hydro Pump, and HP Grass. The reason, in the past, I've usually just been content with Scald and not wanting Hydro Pump. The only reason I'm running Hydro Pump in this case is because I'm pretty sure I can't remember if it's the Shuckle. I think it's the Shuckle. A Scald only does 95 to like 104 to a fully specially defensive Shuckle. And a Hydro Pump is a guaranteed OHKO. So if we end up leading Keldeo, like I'm kind of leaning right now, we could, because I think he's going to lead the Shuckle, we could just throw off a Hydro Pump. And it's, what is it, 85% accurate or 80 or something like that, so it will be a little bit bigger chance to miss. Excuse me, but we could get rid of that thing, and we're definitely going to outspeed, so he'd either have to switch out, or we can just get rid of it before he puts up any Sticky Web Stealth Rock nonsense, because we don't have a Defogger on the team. That's a change I made last second, which could come back to bite me, but I'm hoping it doesn't too badly. But anyway, you see, yeah, Secret Sword, Scald, Hydro Pump, HP Grass. Last week we ran HP Electric to take care of the Camera-Ups and MJar's Volcanion, and it worked pretty well. This week we're going to run HP Grass, mostly to deal with that Quagsire. Full special attack, Specs, HP Grass, Oko's Quagsire, which is so nice. It's also going to do a lot to the Azumarill and the Mega Slowbro as well. He has a lot of Watermons on his team, so I just felt like having HP Grass was kind of important. Now he does have the Lantern, which is why I didn't run the HP Electric. I think Lantern can have Volt Absorb. I honestly can't even remember, but that is our Keldeo justified as well. He doesn't have a single Dark type on his team, so I'm not expecting any Dark type moves. Trying to look at his team and see what could learn a Dark type. I mean, he could maybe run Mega Slowbro Dank Pulse, but I doubt it. So I don't see Justified never really comes in handy. Keldeo is just great because it's a freaking Keldeo, and its special attack stat is gargantuan, which I love. It's also ridiculously fast, but anyway, moving on, back onto Hydreigon, who was back for this week, was gone last week, didn't think he would have a great matchup, but this week Hydreigon is back, Levitate Life Orb with some weird EV spread. Basic thought here was max out special attack, modest nature, so it can hit as hard as possible, and then I have it speed crept, on the Azumarill. Now, if I'm in against just the Azumarill at full health, of course I'm getting the heck out of there because nothing we have is going to do a lot of damage. But I think Draco doesn't affect it, but Dark Pulse did like 20 to 30% or something. So if it's low enough, I wanted us to at least be fast enough that we could, you know, make him think he's safe to go for, I mean, I don't know, but we'll see if it'll work. I don't know if that's not the greatest amount of speed creep, I'm now realizing, but you know what? What's done is done. And we threw the rest into HP so that we could get the most out of our Roost. Moveset, we have Roost, Draco, Flamethrower for that Fortress Okos, and then Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is going to do a number against Mega Slowbro. Hydreigon is basically our check to that Mega Slowbro. Can't use Psyshock against us. Pretty much going to be forced to throw off Scalds, assuming he's running the Slack Off set. And in that case, you know, it'll suck if we get burned from the residual damage perspective, but a Scald's only going to do 20 or so % to us, at which point we are free to roost up against that thing, and even with a burn, losing like an extra 10%, we're going to be just fine. So this is our check to that. It is a 2 Dark Pulse to take it out, unless he starts Calm Minding, and then it gets a little more hectic, but Dark Pulse does anywhere from like 80 to 97%, like 87 to 97, so 2 still should take him out as long as we get one off before he starts Calm Minding. But we should be good in that case. I was considering throwing a little Ungudra, like a Dragon Tail, just in case he starts setting up, just to get him out of there and get the Calm Minds gone, but ended up not, so we should be fine. Next we have Cradilly, who is our go-to safe lead. I also felt like Cradilly was kind of an essential in this battle, considering we see 1, 2, 3, 4 water types that can all hit us, and this Storm Drain ability is going to come in hopefully clutch against that. If I can bait out like an Aqua Jet or a Waterfall from that Bandit Azumarill, force him into it so that he can't do damage, and then force him to switch out. We're rocking lefties, we're rocking nearly full HP, full Spadef, and then a little bit into special attack, and then we're running, is it Calm Nature? I believe it's Calm Nature. So basically making this thing as specially defensive as possible, because most of his mons are attack on the special side. The physical ones, unfortunately, are going to do a lot to us. If Azumarill knows Superpower, that's going to hurt this Cradilly. I think Okos, and then of course you've got the Hitmonchan, which is going to hurt as well. But other than that, and then I guess the Bandit Entei, but most of his stuff, Cradilly should be able to take pretty well. We're rocking the Obnoxious Recover, Toxic Stealth Rock, and Giga Drain. We're actually not running Protect this week. We actually are having a move that damages because he has so many Water Mons, including the Quagsire, which Giga Drain may Oko, I cannot remember. I don't think with our little special attack investment it Okos, but it still does a lot, and we're going to regain some HP from it, so I figured we'd throw that on there nonetheless. Cradillies are pretty much safe lead to get Toxic and Stealth Rocks up on whatever we want. Right now I'm leaning between a Keldeo and a Cradilly lead. It's going to all depend on the moment when I see what his team consists of. But anyway, moving on. This is a Pokemon you'll see up ahead I almost didn't bring, which is Mega Scizor. Excuse me. And the main reason I almost didn't bring this thing was because looking at his team, Bug hits the Mega Slowbro. That's it. And Steel hits the Regirock. And that's it. So not a lot of stab from Scizor. So at first I was thinking from a purely mostly offensive perspective, and I was like, he doesn't really have much offensive potential. Then I remembered he can run Aerial Ace, so that is a good check to the Hitmonchan. And then the most important thing that I realized is that that Bandit Azumarill play roughing is going to destroy the entire team, and we need something that's going to resist that. So luckily, while his Steel typing may not be great against the Azumarill because of the Water typing, it at least resists the play rough. We can get him stuck, Bandit into it. With this defensive investment, it does about 30%, so that means we can easily out-roost that thing and force it out or do whatever, unless he starts, unless he belly drums, which he very well could. But yeah, we have Mega Scizor, Technician. Ooh, I'm reaching for something. Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Roost, and Aerial Ace. Like I said, originally had Defog on this thing, but then I threw Aerial Ace on because it OHKOs the Hitmonchan, and the Hitmonchan is obnoxious, I'll be honest. It can be a little obnoxious with all the elemental punches. It could take any of these things by surprise. It could even have Fire Punch to take care of Scizor, which kind of sucks because I'm pretty sure it's going to outspeed. Maybe should have speed crept that thing, but I don't know that we could have. Mega Scizor's kind of slow. Maybe should have put more defensive investment in. Again, this team is made very poorly, very quickly. You can see by this set on Scizor what the heck is even in my brain. And Goodra. By this time, I was like late on a project, so I was like, I just got to get this done. Just throw some investments, throw some weird stuff. The first ones aren't that bad. These last two, the EV spread is like literally like I just rolled a set of dice. But anyway, that is our Mega Scizor. Finally, we have the Goodra. The Gooey Goodra with the ability Gooey. We are running specs again. I was considering banding this thing. Banding this thing and running Woodhammer on it because Woodhammer did OHKO the Azumarill. It also OHKO'd the Quagsire, of course, and I think maybe even the Lantern. Banded hits super hard is basically what I'm trying to say. But at the end of the day, I just thought the move coverage that we had here was better for his team. Although we don't have the grass type move, which is a little obnoxious. I felt like between Cradilly and HP Grass on Keldeo, we had enough grass on the team. I really wanted a second fire type move because if we lose Hydreigon for whatever reason and he brings the Fortress, we are not going to be able to hit that Fortress at all. And so I really wanted this Goodra to also have Flamethrower. So yeah, choice specs with Draco, Thunderbolt, Sludge Bomb, and Flamethrower. The Draco's going to be a little bit scarier this week because he does have the Azumarill switch in for, if you can read it, for 0 damage, which is kind of scary. But if we can predict that, we can drop a Thunderbolt, do 90%, then definitely outspeed, and then take out the Azumarill before he can do anything to us. Gooey, of course, so that Justin, well, if his thing outspeeds, I also have to prep, like, I need to get in my brain. He's going to bring the Shuckle. I know he is. He's going to get up Sticky Webs. So, like, all my speed calcs are based on no Sticky Webs. So, I need to, like, make sure he doesn't get Sticky Webs up because I don't have a Defogger. Otherwise, my entire speed creeping strats are all gone, basically. So, I'm a little nervous for that. But, yeah, Draco, Thunderbolt, Sludge Bomb, and Flamethrower just to hit some stuff on his team. It should be fine. It's kind of an interesting set. I'm kind of wanting to ban it, but excuse me. Maybe next week when we are facing the, who are we going against? The Scizors next week. Maybe we'll ban it then. Oh man, that dude's team is scary. Okay, well that's for next week to worry about. But anyway, that's our team for this week, week 4 of the UPA going against Carlos of the Golden State Woopers. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to go ahead and try to hit him up here in a couple minutes and see if we can get this battle done. By the time you're watching this, we probably will have already battled. I hope, otherwise he's going to see my team builder and know what to prep for. But I think we will have battled by now. And so with that, I'm going to go and end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy and you're hyped for week 4 of the UPA, consider subscribing to become a citizen of PlaycrastiNation today. Make sure you show some support down below. Your support means the world to me. It shows that I have freaking fans in this thing. Let's try to get our second win this week. If we can go up to 2-2 after the performance our first 2 weeks, I'll be honest, I'm going to feel pretty darn good about myself. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Tomorrow is next time for our week 4 battle.